So what if I told you that this song started as a simple idea on my phone during a road trip? Well, that's exactly what happened. Let's rewind and see how easy that was to get started. Hey everyone, I'm Hara. I'm an indie pop songwriter and music producer. So song ideas can come at the most unexpected times, like in the middle of a road trip. Instead of waiting to get home to the studio, I hopped on my phone, I opened up a music app called ChordButter, and then laid down my idea to try and shape it into a demo. In this video, we're going to look backwards to see how this finished, release-ready song started, to see just how simple it can be to turn your idea into something real. So whether you're a songwriter looking for ways to create on the move, or just curious about the creative process, then this one's for you. So this is the layout of ChordButter. It's pretty simple. I have a timeline that I can insert sections of songs and use this chord builder to choose. It's got the Roman numeral numbers, which tells you the chord number in the key that you're in, and it also shows you the actual name of that chord. If you don't know music theory, that's totally okay, because you can also just pull up a chord. You can say, I want a new line. I'm going to add this chord. Do I like the sound of that chord? Yes. They're all really cool. So you're just kind of going back and forth to see what sounds good next to each other. And that's really up to your taste. You don't need music theory to tell you what sounds good to you. It just helps you dissect what you're doing. If you're stuck at all about, does this make sense harmonically or music theory wise, then is it really helpful? I know for me, I ask those questions, but I always make sure that I just make a decision and move on. I can also extend how long I want the chords. I love adding textures that make it more floaty sounding. Adding those harmony extensions are just so pleasing to me. Gotta add that seventh in there. You can choose to use inversions of your chords. So there's a lot of flexibility with how you want the chords to be structured, the order of the chords, and there's a lot of information. So we get to the bridge here. We start borrowing chords from a different key. And what's cool is that the colors help you see that, which is nice. This song actually started in a different key. I think it was like an E flat, but with my voice, it wasn't working out. So yeah, I just went down half a step and then ended up landing on D flat. And it's definitely worked way better for me. We got tempo, we got meter. So what I really liked about this too was that there's an option for writing your lyrics. And what I do is I really start with just free writing and then I kind of hone it in. All the stuff that I don't use is at the bottom, but I also take from that stuff just in case it fits. You can build all the sections here once you have the structure of your song. And then you'll notice each line to the very right has a number. So if you're focusing on a formula, your A, B, A, or whatever formula that you're trying to use, then this is great because you can match at least the syllables, of course. What I really like is that you can just use some very general sounds like drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, or synthesizer chords. Without going into editing the actual MIDI, I can go in and update how I want the rhythm. Same with the drums, I can choose to speed them up or slow them down. And then each one of these is that drum feel, but it adds more complexity to the drums. So I really like that because in this song, what made it easy for me is that once I structured the songs from verse, chorus, verse, Each section of the song I wanted to introduce something new or have a variation. So it was great to have this option with the drums because I started off with just hand claps in the beginning. And then you'll see I went to this feel. So one of the unexpected features that I saw in the app was when I was done, I thought I was going to just use this as a reference as far as knowing the chords and the feel, and then recreate all of that inside of Pro Tools to actually start polishing this and build on top of it, like adding vocals, layers, all that stuff. But I didn't have to do that. I was able to individually export the chords, the drums, and the bass. And I took that into my Pro Tools session, I imported the tracks, and I set myself up to be able to just hone in and find the sounds of the song itself. I think a lot of them are a good starting point to get the initial vibe or the sound that you're initially looking for, but I don't think this is the app for sound design. There are a ton of other apps where they live on your phone. You can make a beat or you can design a sound. So the three things that this app does very well is the chords and song structure, and of course the export into your DAW. I didn't have to start from scratch when I got into my DAW, and I appreciate that because when I got in there, all I had to do was import the MIDI files, and I just started to build on top of that. It was also very helpful that I was able to get the chords and the lyrics in like a text file, because then I save that into a doc to reference later. So safe to say that I've been using this app. A lot of my road trips or other travels, I just have my phone with me and I just open up one of those apps to start playing around. And eventually I'll find something that I really like and I'll export that. And as soon as I come home, I'm going to start building on that idea. I definitely encourage you to check out the app or find an app that works for you. I think the important idea here is to put your idea down on paper. We all use recording apps like Music Memo, but a lot of those ideas really just stay there. You might sift through them to find something, but I find being able to start and finish an idea like in a song structure with like chords and then having the lyrics, everything there, really helps me because now it's a demo, it has the feel, and it has the words, it has the chords. Now I'm going to take that to my DAW and I'm going to produce that all the way through to the finish line. If you are interested in what the process looks like inside of Pro Tools, then let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do a video on that. You can check out the full song in the link in the description, or it might be somewhere floating up here. Who knows? If you enjoyed this video, I ask that you like and subscribe. And of course, go ahead and comment if you have any music tools that you use to help you start or finish a song. I'll see you in the next video.